Do you want to find out what triggers insomnia and other sleep-related problems? In this video, we will go through the different triggers that might be causing you to not be able to sleep well at night. Whether or not this is insomnia or what I would call more lifestyle insomnia or other sleep-related problems. Hi there, my name is Beatrix from the sleepdeepmethod.com. As a sleep coach and speaker, I help professionals to overcome and treat their insomnia naturally. So for the best and most practical insomnia and sleep tips and advice, click on the subscribe button below and get notified each week when I post a brand new video. I spent the last 10 years researching sleep, and I have come across a lot of different triggers that can cause an individual not to be able to sleep well at night or cause chronic insomnia. And in this video, we will go through the 7 different main sections that I found over the years. And these are some of the things that I help my clients to work through as well. So I know how it's not just one particular trigger that will cause your insomnia or other sleep-related problems. When it comes to chronic sleep issues, I would suggest you don't self-diagnose yourself. Seek advice and medical opinion on what might be causing your insomnia, especially if it is something that you struggle with every single night for a longer period of time. When I work with clients, the first set of triggers we look at is physical triggers. So these can be related to your eating and drinking habits. It might be food intolerances that you might not be aware of, any medication or any medical conditions that you have, or again, something that you might not be aware of just yet, and also looking at the type of exercise or the lack of exercise that you do during the day. So these are all triggers that can either stop you from sleeping in the middle of the night or getting to sleep, or if you really change those different areas, it can really support healthy sleep for years to come. The second set of triggers that I normally look at in terms of healthy sleep or insomnia is emotional triggers. So what are the emotions that might be triggering you not to be able to sleep well at night? And these not just negative emotions, these can be positive emotions as well, such as excitement. So in your situation, pause for a moment and think about what are the emotions, the underlying emotions that might stop you from sleeping really well at night. The third and very important element is social triggers. This is not only social media and having our phones next to our bed at night, for example, but also how much support we actually have during the day to be able to be socially supported. So when we don't have as much socially supportive friendships and relationships, it can really cause us to have insomnia at night and struggle with all sorts of different sleep problems. The fourth area that I look at when it comes to insomnia and other sleep-related problems is what I call spiritual. Now, if you don't consider yourself a very spiritual person, that's completely okay. Think about how much harmony and peace you have in your life, and that's both internally and externally with whatever's going on in your life. So when we go through resistance, we go through challenging times, this can really stop us to be able to have a really healthy sleep at night. So this is why what I call a spiritual element is really important, because sleep is supposed to be peaceful, and it is something that is a really big element of us being able to sleep really well at night. The next area I look at is what I call intellectual. And this is normally something underlying some of those emotions that you might be experiencing before you go to bed. And these are things that affect how much brain power we have during the day. So for example, if you're mentally tired all the time and you're under a lot of pressure, which uses up a lot of your brain power, you're going to find it really hard to be able to get to sleep. And this also relates to peak performance. So sometimes when I work with clients who are aiming to perform at the highest possible level that they need to during their career, it can really cause them to experience insomnia overnight. So look at what are the triggers that are intellectual triggers in your life that maybe stops you from being able to switch off or sleep through the night. The next section looks at your environment. And of course, the last week's video talked about your bedroom environment, and I'll put the link up here for you if you haven't watched that video. But let's look at not just your bedroom environment, but the bigger environment that you might spend your days in. So this could be your work environment, this could be your home environment, but not just your bedroom, but the entire flat or house that you might live in. So what are the triggers that might cause your sleep to be not so great at night? Look at your environment and think about things like exposure to light. Think about exposure to noise, distractions, those kind of things that really are coming from an environmental view of your life. And the final element of our life that I look at when it comes to treating insomnia naturally is our occupational life. And of course, we all do something during the day, whether or not you are a student and you're studying, or you're a professional in a career that you're developing, or you're quite senior in your position, all the way to retirement. Because even in retirement, we do have a different set of lifestyles that we live. So when it comes to occupation, think about the biggest chunk of your time that you spend doing work-related things. And how can those trigger your insomnia? What are the elements that trigger your insomnia? And of course, one of the things is workplace stress. It could be workload-related issues, or it could be maybe not having a supporting team at work to complete that project you might be actually working on. But occupation is just one of those elements. So look at the other areas of your life as well, and think about what are the other sections that might relate to you and triggers your insomnia or other sleep-related issues. Now that we've gone through all the 7 different types of triggers that I come across with in my client work and through corporate workshops as well, it's time for you to look at what are the top 2 areas that is causing either your sleep problem or your insomnia to be triggered. And the reason I'm saying start with the top 2 is because changing all those different areas of your life will take time. So it's often better to start with the things that are impacting your sleep the most and start progressing and changing those situations. Did you like this video? Hit the like button below, subscribe to my channel and share it with your friends and family. And don't forget to come over to the comment box, because I would really love to hear what are the areas of your life that you think is triggering your insomnia, so I can start producing more videos to address those questions that you might have. And if you're up for a challenge, we are running a sleep challenge through the sleepdeepmethod.com website. So come on over if you're interested in exploring your sleep more and getting more tips and practical advice on how you can overcome your insomnia in the coming weeks. So thank you so much for watching, and remember, sleep is a skill that you can develop too. So keep going and keep looking for practical tips and advice that relates to your situation and fits into your lifestyle.